Shabbat Shalom. The rabbi is still on vacation in North Carolina, and he will be back next week, God willing. Okay? But tonight we will carry on. We will carry on. It is Shabbat. Absolutely, right? Okay. We'll start with a nice nigun, Rich. See it? Ya bi bum bum. All right, we need everybody singing with us. Here we go. Ya bi bum bum, ya ba bi bum bum, ya bi bum bum, ya ba ba ba, ya ba ba ba, ya bi bum bum, ya ba bi bum bum, ya ba ba ba, ya ba ba ba, bye bye. Ya bi bum bum. I can't hear anybody. All right. Here we go. Let's do it. Ya bi bum bum, ya ba bi bum bum, ya bi bum bum, ya ba ba ba, ya ba ba ba, ya bi bum bum, ya ba bi bum bum, ya ba ba ba, ya ba ba ba, bye. Ya bi bum bum, ya ba bi bum bum, ya bi bum bum, ya ba ba ba, ya ba ba ba, ya bi bum bum, ya ba bi bum bum, ya ba ba ba, bye 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 bye. All right, that was a little different melody. All right, we're going to turn to page 120 for the blessing for the candles. And then we'll do the Kiddush on 123. Yuri, Gabriella, you feel like coming up? You want to do it? Yeah, okay. Scott, you want to light the candle? Oh, we can light the candles. I'm not that good at this.
Okay, you're good.
Everybody, I'll introduce you. This is Yuri. This is Gabriella. And they are a lovely, lovely couple with an interesting story. They are both studying at university in Poland. Yuri is from the Ukraine, and Gabriella, you're from the Ukraine too?
From France.
She's from France, and her parents live in Paris. She is studying to be a pediatrician, and he is studying to be an international lawyer. So they're here for, how about that, huh? So they're here for a few weeks in Florida, and they wandered to our temple, and I saw them walking along Diplomat Parkway a few years ago, and they've been coming every Friday night. And Yuri came yesterday, and you're going to be here through October? Yeah. Okay, so you'll join us for the high holidays. Okay? So these are people with very interesting stories. And I'll tell you, talking to Yuri yesterday morning, where he's from, you know, his family's Hungarian Jews, and they're from the Ukraine, and he's just amazed when he comes to America and sees our freedom and the synagogues we have and everything that we can do. So it's eye-opening to talk to someone who comes from Europe and what they go through there. And it's not all that great going to school in Poland, you know, but they do it. And we admire you very much. So we're glad you're here with us. We're going to light the candles. You want to light that for them, Scott? There we go. All right. So, Gabriella, we'll start on page 120 with the candle blessing. Baruch, okay? Beautiful, beautiful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Yuri, come over. We have a glass of wine for you. And we'll each lift our glass of wine. And if you want to make the blessing for us on page 123. Yeah, Baruch atah Adonai. Beautiful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei Pari Hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, Shabbat kodsho b'yahav ratzon hinkilanu, zikaron lemasev reishit, ki hu yom tequila mikrai kodesh, zeker letziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Thank you for coming tonight and joining us, Gabriella and Yori. Here they are. Okay, thanks everybody. Okay, now, let's turn to page 128. We'll start at the top of the page. Hine matov u'manayim shevat achim gam yachad. How good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters dwell together. Here we go. Hine matov u'manayim shevat achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet. We need everybody singing. Come on, we're here. That's it, Scott. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. All right, everybody clapping hands. Melody number 2. Hine, hine, hine. Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine, hine, hine. Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine 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 matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Let's keep it going. Hine, hine, hine. Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine, hine, hine. Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine 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 matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. And we see some familiar faces we haven't seen in a long time. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov. Yalalai, la 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 la. Hine matov. Yalalai, la 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 la. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. We'll go right down the page. The next song, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh, how beautiful Hayom today is. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Page 130, we'll sing the beginning lines of Psalm 95, Lachuna Ranana. Lekuneranena, 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 Adonai. Lekuneranena, 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 Adonai. Nariya, nariya, litzur yishenu, nikad mafanav betoda. Nariya, nariya, litzur yishenu, bizmirot nariya lo. Lekuneranena, 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 Adonai. Lekuneranena, 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 Adonai. Page 138, Lachadodi. This is the beautiful poem that's sung all around the world every Friday night. We welcome Shabbat like it's a beautiful bride. That's why we stand at the last verse. We welcome the beautiful bride. But it's Shabbat. Okay, tonight, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. How'd you know? Ay, lekadodi. Ay, likrat kalam. Ay, pnei Shabbat. Ay, nikabla. Shamor v'zakor v'dibor ekad. Hishmeyanu el hamiyukad. Adonai ekad u'shemo ekad. L'shemu tiferet v'letehila. Ay, lekadodi. Ay, likrat kalam. Ay, pnei Shabbat. Ay, nikabla. Likrat Shabbat leku v'necha. Ki mekor habraka. Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh v'makshava tekila. Ay, lekadodi. Ay, likrat kala. Beautiful. Ay, pnei Shabbat. Ay, nikabla. Hitoreri. Kiva horech kumi ori. Uri, shir daberi. Kavod Adonai, alayik nigla. Ay, lekadodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 pene Shabbat. Ay, 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 nikabla. Boi v'shalom. Ateret bala. Bam b'simcha. Uvetzola. Tok emunei. Am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Ay, 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 lekadodi. Ay, 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 likrat chala. Ay, 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 pene Shabbat. Ay, 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 nikabla. Ay, 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 lechadodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 pene Shabbat. Ay, 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 nikabla. Yes, let's go to the Kaddish on page 144. Yitkadav, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabba. V'hamadi v'rakerute, v'hamlik malkute. V'kayekon, uv'yomekon, uv'kayedeko beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Uvizman kadri vimeru. Amen. Yehesh me rabba mevorach. Leolam ulam me'amaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak yitbahar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitallah. Shemei Kunisha Le'ela min koberchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nekemata Damiran b'yama v'yimeru Amen. We all rise for the Baruch Hu. Page 146. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Vareku et Adonai hamevorach. Vareku et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach. Leolam vahed, Baruch Adonai hamevorach, Leolam vahed. Lai, 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 lai. Okay, let's be seated, and we will continue. We will continue on page 148, 149, with three different versions of the prayer, thanking God for bringing on the darkness at night. Scott,
Sure.
Whichever one you'd like.
Bottom of 149.
Okay.
This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? We shall our hearts turn. Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of the light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Avram.
Okay, let's continue on page 150 and 151. Your choice.
All right, let's do 151 bottom.
Okay.
Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We rise for the Shema. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto, Leolam Va'ed. Okay, let's be seated and we will continue together on page 155. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children, talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of the land of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. Okay, we'll continue with Mi Chamocha on page 158. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Osef ele, Nora tehilot, Osef ele. Malkut ekara uvaneka bokeya, Yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze anu ve'amru, Ze anu ve'amru, Adonai imlok le'olam va'ed, Adonai imlok le'olam va'ed. Mi kamoka ba'elim Adon osef ele, Nora tehilot osef ele. Page 161 at the top. Scott, would you lead us in
Sure.
that?
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with our good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, aparei suchat shalom aleinu, v'kol amal Yisrael, ve'al yikshe olayim.
All right. Page 162, we sing V'shamru. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ha-shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ha-shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini u'beinei Yisrael oti li'olam, oti li'olam, oti li'olam. V'shamru B'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai Et HaShamayim V'et HaAretz V'shamru V'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat La'asot Et HaShabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam Uvayom HaShivyi Shabbat Vayinafash Shabbat Vayinafash Shabbat Vayinafash V'shamru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat La'asot Et HaShabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam. Now I have to explain something. I'm sure many of you know, but for Yori and Gabriela, you probably don't know that most synagogues you go to, they don't get up and act out V'shamru like we do here. This is our tradition here, and this happened because we had a wonderful man who, like your family, Yori was a Hungarian Jew, and he used to come to synagogue here, and he was a survivor of the Holocaust. He had terrible, terrible things happen to him, and he was one of the, I think he was about the only one in his family that survived. He didn't go to a synagogue for 50 years. He couldn't step inside a synagogue. He was so angry at God. And then someone said, why don't you come here? And he came here on a Friday night. Then he came every Friday night, and he was a really wonderful man. His name was Bella Deutsch. And then he passed away a few years ago. But he used to get up on Friday night, and when we sang V'shamru, he would stand up and he would start acting it out. Bella was 94 when he passed on, right? But he was, and so when he did that, when he first stood up and started acting it out, it was a little unusual. We thought, what's he doing? We never saw this before. And then we said, you know what? Why not? And then everybody did it. And now that Bella is no longer with us in the physical sense, we kind of remember him every week. And he was really something. He had a very strong Jewish background, and he stayed away from synagogue for like 50 years. Then he came back at the end of his life, and he taught us a lot just by the way he lived. So that's why we stand up for V'shamru here, okay? So now we will all stand up, as they do in every synagogue, for the tefillah on page 166. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'zoker kazdei avot v'imahot u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem lema'an shemo bi'ahava melech ozer u'moshiach u'magen Baruch atah Adonai magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah atah gibor le'olam Adonai mekayem etim atah rav lehoshia Morid hatal Mekakel kayim bekesed Mekayem eitim berakamim rabbim Somek noflim berofe kolim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Mikamo kaba gevurot umito melak melech meimit u'mechaye u'matzmiach Yeshua v'ne'emanat halakayot meitim Baruch atah Adonai mekaye hametim. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. Page 173 at the top. Let's read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Okay, we'll continue at the top of 177 together. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha l'cha na'eh lehodot. Okay, the final blessing of the tefillah is always a blessing for peace in the world. In the morning, it's a prayer called Sim Shalom. At night, it's a little different. Shalom Rav. Page 178. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon lekol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adon lekol hashalom. Shalom Raham Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Raham Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'eineka levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'kol eit u'b'kol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Okay. Well, the events of the past 2 weeks down here in Florida have certainly made us all struggle with the deepest universal issues of life. What does life mean? How can we make sense of it? How can we be happy and optimistic when our lives can be snuffed out just like that in a split second? King Solomon struggled with these issues some 3,000 years ago. And he wrote his innermost feelings in the book of Ecclesiastes, known in Hebrew as Kohelet. We read Kohelet in the synagogue every year during the festival of Sukkot. Reading Kohelet can be very depressing. Solomon said that all human beings come into the world naked, and we all leave the world naked. And we will all suffer the same fate and someday die. So what use is anything that we do? Nothing lasts forever. But he had a brilliant revelation. He said that birth and death are the framework that gives meaning to life. King Solomon does not really find life meaningless, but short. And since life is short, we must embrace every moment as a precious gift from God. King Solomon wrote that work, love, and life itself are the main sources of human joy. So tonight, while we are mourning with our friends and wrapping our arms around them in a tearful embrace, we are also embracing life. We must remember that we are ultimately creatures of an infinite God, creator of everything that was, is, and will be with us forever. All right? Amen. Well, not easy to put our feelings into words and come up with some kind of something that makes sense about everything here, but I think that's about it. And these things have been with us for thousands of years, and we have to try to move on and just live our lives the best we can and embrace every moment. So that's what we do. Okay, now we have some announcements, some birthdays this week. Our adult birthdays: Helena Forden, Inda Smith, our friend Stanley Leskin. How about that? Stanley's birthday is coming up on the 11th. Robert Holtzman, Dr. Robert Holtzman, Jerome Levitt, Suzanne Gunsberger's birthday is coming up. Rebecca Henshaw, Adam Holtzman, my first bar mitzvah boy here at Temple Bethel. How about that? Adam, he's a doctor now, Adam Holtzman. Yeah, he's a nice young man. He's got a family. And Neil, Sharon's husband, Neil. Happy birthday to Neil. Okay? Also, wow, Rachel's daughter, Hazel Kaplan Lawrence. Birthday is on the 9th. And Olivia Mukamal. Birthday is on the 15th. Anniversaries, we have Nan and Roy Ants on the 12th. Now, tonight's flowers are sponsored by our sisterhood, and the music is sponsored by Marvin, our friend Marvin Luderman, in memory of his mother, Molly. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you very, very much. Okay. I think it's time we'll go to Misha Berach, a prayer for healing, which is on page 371. This week, I'm going to start off. We're going to say a prayer for healing for Hudson Dome, a very, very brave young man who's coming along. He had a horrific accident in a boat, but he's coming along against all odds, and he's got a great spirit. Hudson Dome, we're saying a prayer for him, saying a prayer for Marcy Kaplan, and my sister out in California, Esther Shom. Anybody else have names? Yeah, go ahead. Elliot Block. Okay, yes, in the back. Okay. Damon, you got it? Okay, good. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, on this side, yes, Betty? Linda Provder. Okay. All right, so let's hope that these people can be restored to perfect health. Life is great when you have your health. Yep. Oh, okay. So our friend Ellen. Ellen, if you're watching, we're saying a prayer for you. All right, Mishe Berach. Page 371 means he who blesses. Middle of the page. Mishe Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBraka Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBraka Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. When I was making the announcements, I forgot one very important thing. Maybe Scott was going to say it at the end, but I want to say it now too. Our Oneg to Go, sponsored by our friend Marlene. In memory of her father, Joseph Bluestone. And I have often heard Marlene talk about her wonderful father. So I know a little bit about him. He was an immigrant from Hungary, right? And he came here to America, and he opened up shoe stores, and he helped people all the time. He always was helping people, especially Jewish people that were passing through Ohio, and he made Marlene work on Shabbat morning. Oh, Shabbat afternoon. She had to go to school and services in the morning. Right, I got it. But he really instilled good values, and, well, something like that lasts forever. So I feel like I know your dad. So tonight's Oneg to Go is sponsored by Marlene in memory of her dad, Joseph Bluestone. All right. Scott, you want to give us some announcements? What do you have? Tell us something.
I think you got them all.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so if you would like to sponsor either flowers or music or the Oneg, don't forget, contact the front office. And even if you don't have anything to celebrate, call the front office. Because Shai is gone and they need to speak to someone. No. Call the front office. And even if you have nothing to celebrate, think of something. Just celebrate our temple. And you can sponsor. We need sponsoring for Richie. And let's get a big round for Richie. Richie does a great job.
Hey, Richie!
And also for the sisterhood to put the Oneg together, right? We all enjoy those Onegs to go. We all get the regular ones, but for now, those are pretty fantastic. It's like trick or treat every Friday. Am I allowed
That's
to say
okay.
it?
That's okay.
I mean, trick or what else can we do? And or the flowers. So let's do that. So tomorrow morning we continue with Torah study at 9:30, and that's followed by a Shabbat morning service, and that you can follow on Zoom. Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. with Cantor Manny. We have everything you always wanted to know about Judaism. And Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning, there's the morning minyan in the temple. And, of course, we continue with those bagels and coffee. And that coffee is really hot, and the bagels are fresh. 10:30, we have our TBE book club, and that's on Zoom. And next Friday, believe it or not, we continue with our Shabbat services. And as you can tell, we are live. So if you're watching us at home, come in. If you just listen to what Cantor just said, you have to start enjoying our lives. So there's no reason really to stay home at this point. Calm down. We miss you. We want to see you. We are continuing to accept donations to our Speckler Family Mitzvah Fund. And those are for people who are affected by the collapse of the building in Surfside. So we have links for that. You can make donations through the link, so just call the office, and that goes to the Greater Miami Jewish Federation Emergency Assistance Fund. Let's see. Again, just to remind everybody, if you receive those surveys at home, how many people, raise your hand, have those surveys at home? Don't worry, I won't get banned. How many have it, and you still haven't sent it out? Raise your hand if you didn't send it out. Oh, my. Okay. All right. I know. Oh, okay. I see.
Stuart, you didn't send it out.
And online, if you're watching this. All right. You know what? I'm guilty. I have it. I've been waiting for Michelle to help me fill that out because I just don't want to do it by myself. Otherwise, who knows what we'll get. This is important. So we want to save this date. August 22nd from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we will have our Eat and Greet barbecue and fun day. So that's a special day. Come here. You know what? Even if it's for 30 minutes, come on down because you're going to see basically our board members, but you're going to see our temple members. And our children will be here. It's a great day, and it's a good time to get a good barbecue. And don't forget, we're still on trending. So open up those emails. I mean, I don't want to ask them the question, who doesn't open up their email? Because I know. All right? And so don't forget, continue on that trending. And what else? Let's see everything. So Rabbi comes back next week.
Rabbi will be here next week.
And you know what? Rabbi's been gone for how many weeks now?
Five weeks. Yeah.
How many people don't...
Four. I'm counting. I mean...
And next week I'm going to have a quiz. How many remember Rabbi's first name? So for our Shabbat.
Oh, we missed the Rabbi. Rabbi is his first name.
Rabbi, right? Rabbi. That's it. All right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Okay. Well, it seems like 5 weeks. I don't know. How many is it? Okay, well, it's near. 4 weeks. I don't know. Something like that. Okay, well, he deserves a break. We all do. Okay, so we're going to rise for the concluding prayers of our service. Begin on page 586 at the bottom for the Aleinu. And we open the ark. Aleinu l'shabayach ladon hakol latet gedula liyotzeh bereshit shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chalkenu kahem v'gor aleinu kekol hamonam va'anaknu korim umishtakavim umodim lifnei melech malkei hamlakim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom ha'hu Yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Before we go to the Mourner's Kaddish, we're on page 591. That's where that conclusion of the Aleinu was. And there's a prayer at the top of the page here. And, there's so many beautiful prayers in this prayer book. Sometimes we skip over them and we don't even see them all. This one, I just love this prayer. So if you can oblige me, maybe we can all enjoy it together. I love this prayer. 591 at the top. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. May we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. Amen. Okay, now the Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598 this week. We are in the Yortzeit. We are observing the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the passing of Abraham Badian, Annette Berger, Anna Beagleson, Joseph Bluestone, Gilbert Bogus, Kitty Cholodowski, Anna Cohen, Saul Cohen, Robert Elkins, Joseph Gordon, Irving Green, Albert Kaplan, Celia Kipple, Gerald Krasnow, Lillian Kreisman, Kurt Lang, Rolf Lang, Betty Lazarus, Sidney Lipman, Louis Lovenworth, Molly Luderman, Eva McCransky, Millie Mancuda, Gerald Marmerstein, Harry Pohl, Sarah Rosenbaum, Sidney Rosenberg, Harry Schwartz, Kenneth Shaw, David Sherman, Rebecca Siegel, Patricia Weinstein, Charlotte Wilkoff, and Sylvia Young. And we are in the 30-day period, the 30-day mourning period for Bonnie's mom, Florence. Bonnie Florence Feinstein, and Marvin's mother-in-law. So we're with you. We're with you, okay? So let's recite the Kaddish together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'yamad ivra kerutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayekon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'gala v'zman kari v'imromein, Yehei shmei Rabbah mavorak le'olam olamei omayah, Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush berchata v'nechemata da'amiran b'yama v'imru amen. Yehei shlom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yalkol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu v'alkol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all of us. And okay. I'll tell you what, I enjoy Manischewitz and I sing better when I drink a little bit. And it's always nice to have some Manischewitz. You know what? The high holidays are coming up. Believe it or not, it's the Labor Day weekend, I believe, is Rosh Hashanah this year. That's about as early as it can come. So I'm going to get started this week, assigning some, things that have to be done on the high holidays, like people that have to chant from the Torah. I'm going to get that all taken care of this week. And the rabbi will be back next week. And then I get a little vacation for a few weeks. So I appreciate that very much, and I appreciate everything. But then the rabbi will be back next week. And Nancy's going to play the flute with us next week. So next week will be a special service here. So I hope you can all make it. Our final hymn tonight will be on 625, the old favorite Adon Olam, but there's always new melodies being written, which is nice. And we're going to sing the last verse of Adon Olam. If you look down at the bottom of the page, the Hebrew is biyado, which means in his hand. And the translation at the bottom, actually that's not a correct translation. It says into your hands. It's in his hand, biyado. Well, okay. Into your hands I entrust my spirit. When I sleep and when I wake, and with my spirit, my body also, Adonai is with me, and I shall not fear. All right, let's all stand up. And we can sing this beautiful melody. This is one of the last melodies written by Debbie Friedman. Biyado. Biyado afkidruki be'eti shan ve'ayira ve'yimruki geviati Adonai li velo ira biyado afkidruki be'eti shan ve'ayira ve'yimruki geviati Adonai li velo ira. I like that. Adonai is with me and I shall not fear. Okay? That's our spirit. We're going to make a motzi before we go. Everybody have a beautiful Shabbat. We'll make a little motzi. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Anybody who'd like some challah? Come on up. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Okay. One piece? There you go, Scott. There you go. Okay, welcome. We're seeing familiar faces come back. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Thank you. How you all doing?
Charlotte and Terry, and I'm Lauren.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
We know that. How are you?
I know that you got the mask when it was needed.